All right, my dears, today we're going to do some just basic flow, but we're going to focus on being a little more slow and steady. So not quite so fast, but also a lot of shoulder openers and hip openers. So if you have a block or anything that could substitute as a block, it could be kind of a firm pillow, or you could roll up your mat at the end of class. We'll do it at the end. Or you could roll up a blanket. We're going to do a restorative fish pose at the very end, which helps to open the shoulders in a sweet way, in a sweet and subtle way. All right, so we'll settle our bodies, allow ourselves to take a few deep breaths and just notice what's happening for you right now in your body. And begin to really acknowledge and feel this body as your first home. So many of us, due to work or other life demands, forget that our body is our first home. And we tend to take care of our house, take care of chores, take care of work projects, take care of others, but find it harder to take care of our very first home, these bodies. So I'm very grateful that you're here with me today and taking this time, carving this time out to take care of these bodies, these homes of ours. And as we feel into our bodies being our first home, we can also offer our prayers, our intentions, our energy to our earth home. This land that we are on, the land of the Duwamish tribe, the Coast Salish people here on Whidbey Island, the Tulalip tribe, which is a combination of First Nation tribes. And we offer that energy of healing, of restoration, and of love. So my invitation for you today, whenever you feel anything that might present as sensation, whether that's stiffness, tightness, tenderness, or strength, or vitality, whatever your mind creates it's sensation, right? You might perceive it as inherently positive or negative. I'd invite you to release a little bit of that and just invite in that sensation can be a beautiful reminder that you have a body, that this is our first home, that we can be present for what the wisdom that our body is speaking to us. So always, that means if something I offer doesn't land right for your personal body, you do something differently. You change, you adapt, you rest. And then we'll bring our palms to our heart and bow our heads slightly. Let's open this practice with a bit of a prayer. May this practice settle our nervous systems, allow us to be present so that we can remember that we have all the tools we need to show up in a good way for whatever work we do in the world, whatever conflict might arise, whatever situation presents to us, we have the tools to show up in alignment with our truth. One Om together, deep breath in. All right, my dears, if you are following me on Spotify and you want to play the playlist along today, our playlist is called Dissolve. Yeah. It's a new one. I know, are you so excited? Dissolve. All right, here we go. Let's start standing today. Start standing. And we'll push play in 3, 2, 1, push play. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold and grab opposite elbows. So if you like your feet a little wider, great, do that. And just notice if you nod your head yes or no, what's happening in the neck, what's happening in the shoulders. How about the mid back? What do you feel here? And then maybe you kind of sway a little side to side or bend one knee and straighten the opposite leg back and forth in that manner. And then my invitation is to either use a strap or a towel or interlace the fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and begin to let your arms come out, but make sure and not lock your elbows. So we want a little micro bend to the elbows here. And you might nod yes, you might nod no. You might bring your arms toward the right, bring your hands toward the right. You'll bend the right knee. Take a deep breath in. And then switch sides. Bending the left knee. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, let everything go. Touch the earth. Nice, Kanti. Step your right toes to the back of the mat. As you do, bend your left knee, dip your hips, lift your heart, breathe in. And then straighten that leg, breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale, bend that left knee. And then lift your left arm up toward the sky. Take a moment here to do 3 arm circles forward, like a freestyle swim stroke, and then 3 like a backstroke. And after that third, take a half bind here. Take a half bind here. Draw your left hip back, engage the front of that right thigh a little bit, and just notice your shoulder here. Yeah. One more breath in and out. And then spin the back heel down, side angle. So release your bind, reach that right arm forward. And then 3 arm circles like a crawl stroke or freestyle swim stroke. And then 3 like a backstroke. And at the end of that third one, half bind here. And just notice your shoulders. So bring them working toward side angle with a bind, revolved crescent lunge with a bind today, maybe some bird of paradise. Yeah. Reach that arm forward. Cartwheel your hands forward, frame that front foot, downward facing dog. You might pedal, you might sway, you might shake your left leg out, whatever feels useful. And then walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, grab opposite elbows. You might have your feet hip distance. They could be together. I'm a little wobbly if I don't have my feet at hip distance, so see what feels right in your body. You might sway side to side. And then interlace the fingers behind your back or use a towel or a strap. Keep a bend to your elbows. You might nod yes, you might nod no. And then release your hands fully. Step your left toes to the back of the mat. Bend your right knee, dip your hips, lift your heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. Bend the knee. Lift that right arm up to the sky. This time we'll do the backstroke first, 3 times. And then the front stroke 3 times. And then a half bind here, reaching behind your back and just feeling into that. Noticing the stack of your shoulders, any sensation that might be at the front of that right shoulder. Release your hand, reach it forward, spin the back heel down, side angle, right hand might go to the thigh, left arm extends alongside the ear. 3 back strokes with that left arm. And then 3 front strokes. Half bind. Opening the chest and shoulders, feeling into the strength of the feet. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Great. And then extend the arm alongside your ear. Cartwheel your hands forward. Downward facing dog. You might pedal or you might shake the right leg out, might shake the left leg out. And then shifting forward into plank. Here in plank, you could always put your forearms down. For me, that's more challenging. You could put your knees down. You could put your forearms and your knees down. And then we'll shift on to the right side for side plank. So right forearm could be down, right knee could be down. You could stagger your feet. You could stack your feet. You could lift the left leg, always choice. And then back to plank. And onto the left side for side plank. So you could stagger your feet. You could stack your feet. You could put this knee down even if the right one wasn't down. What makes sense on this side? Great. Come back to center plank. Shift your weight forward. Knees could go down. Try to lower halfway down, Chaturanga. And then all the way to the floor. Interlacing your fingers by your tail, locust pose. So let's have the thumbs come down the sacrum like they're going to come to the back of your thighs. And then the chest lifts up, the head lifts up. You might look forward. And then maybe the feet lift up and we try to keep the ankle bones moving toward one another. You don't have to have them touch, but just there's that awareness of perhaps the inner thighs spinning up, the inner thighs spinning up. Great. One more deep breath in. Release this shape, plant your palms, hands and knees are plank. Back to downward facing dog. All right, my dears, we're gonna do Surya Namaskara A, but we're gonna add some arm stuff. So walk or hop to your hands. Halfway lift on the inhale. Forward fold on the exhale. Rise all the way up, inhale. Cactus your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades, shine your heart up. Lift your arms up. Reach them behind your back, interlace your fingers, forward fold with your arms rinsing out overhead. Inhale, halfway lift, release your hands. Exhale, Chaturanga. You could jump back, you could step back, you could put your knees down. You could hold plank, cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise all the way up, inhale. Cactus your arms. Reach them behind you, interlace them, and fold forward on your next exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Release your hands. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way up, inhale. Cactus the arms, shine the heart up. Interlace the hands behind your back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, forward fold, let the arms rinse out overhead. Inhale, release your arms, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Nice. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold. Rise all the way up. Cactus the arms, shine the heart. Interlace the hands behind your back, inhale. Exhale, forward fold over your legs, arms rinse out, let the head go. Inhale, release the hands, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Last one, rise up. Cactus your arms, squeeze your sweet shoulder blades together, interlace the fingers behind your back, lift the heart, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward over your legs, arms rinse out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths, 5 breaths. You might pedal, you might sway. You could always choose child's pose or sit back on your heels. When you're ready, walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward. Chair pose, inhale. Arms out to either side, right arm under, right leg over eagle. Now we're just staying here, slow and steady, 5 breaths. You could always kickstand your right toes or wrap them, or just squeeze your legs together. Move your elbows away from your chest and your fingers high, and take a deep breath in and out. And notice, maybe you can breathe between your shoulder blades, that part that gets so tight. And then release and reach your arms up, reach your knee up, big inhale, tree pose. Take a deep breath in here and bring your palms to your heart. Inhale here and exhale, root down. Lift your arms, inhale. Fold forward over both legs, exhale. Halfway lift on the inhale. I'm going to say down dog your way, which means you could go through chaturanga, you could hold plank, you could step back to down dog, or any other stuff. Once you're in downward facing dog, your right leg lifts. Bend your knee and open your hip. Try for a moment to ground your right armpit back toward the earth, even though your hips are open, and see how that feels. And then draw your right knee across the body towards your left arm and pause and hover. Take it towards your right arm, pause and hover. Take your knee towards your nose, pause and hover. Step the foot forward between the hands. Dip the hips, lift the heart, inhale. Straighten the leg, exhale. Stay for a big inhale. Bend that right knee. Right arm lifts up. Back heel comes down, side angle. Inhale here, half bind. Release your bind, exalted warrior, all the way up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands forward, side plank on the left, side plank on the left. Take time to find the pose. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to say down dog your way. You might float your right leg in chaturanga, or you might step back to down dog. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Left leg lifts. Bend your knee and open your hip. And for a moment, try to square your left armpit, even though your hips are opening. Inhale here. Take your left knee towards your right arm and pause. Towards your left arm and pause. towards your face and pause. Step the foot forward. Dip the hips, lift the heart, breathe in. Straighten the left leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. Bend that left knee. Left arm goes up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Back heel goes down, side angle. Half bind, right arm reaches behind your back. Inhale, exalted warrior, releasing the bind. Cartwheel the hands forward, side plank on the right, side plank on the right. Inhale here. Down dog your way. Notice your breath. Where is your awareness? Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose. Arms open to either side. Left arm under. Left leg over, and maybe you kickstand your left toes down or squeeze your legs together, or even put the left foot behind the right calf, whatever works for you. Can your elbows move away from the chest and your fingertips high, and your breath move behind the heart in the shoulder blade region. And then inhale, reach up, lift your left knee up, tree pose. Palms come to your heart. Drop the foot down, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Down dog your way. Right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale here. Right knee, left arm. Right arm. Face. Step the foot forward. Dip the hips. Straight away, lift your right arm up. Yeah. Inhale here. Side angle. Half bind. Maybe full bind. See what works for your body. We're going to hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the bind. Inhale, exalted. Cartwheel your hands forward, either side plank on the left or step back down dog, whatever works for your body. You might come through that chaturanga. You might simply step back, whatever works for your body. So you get to choose always what feels useful. Left leg lifts. Open your hip, let the knee bend. Inhale here. Left knee toward that right arm, toward the left arm, toward the face. Step it forward, right away, left arm up. Inhale here, side angle. Half bind or even full bind. Seeing what works for your body right now, spinning your heart up, allowing your shoulders to be open as much as possible. Breathe. Release your bind, exalted warrior. Inhale. Cartwheel the hands forward. Maybe you step to down dog. Maybe you go to side plank on the right. From side plank on the right, you might step back down dog. You might go through chaturanga, always choice. Breath in. Long breath out. walk or hop to the top. So we're just doing the same thing, but we're adding on. Remember, you don't have to add on. It doesn't necessarily make it better. Yeah, be in your body, be with what feels right to you. Chair pose. Arms open, right arm under, right leg over, eagle pose. Now listen, elbows make their way toward your knees. Fly the right leg back, but instead of landing back, you're going to reach your arms forward like warrior 3. Come all the way back up and land in a tree. Yep, strong, strengthening that back. And then the right hand might go to the right thigh. You might lean to the right, reaching the left arm over, breathing into that whole left shoulder, left side, waist, all of that whole left body. Coming back to center, arms up, knee up. Now step back, crescent lunge. Good. Twist high, so right arm in front. You might stay here, or you might bring your palms together and the right wrist, forearm, or even elbow could go outside the left knee. Again, be with what feels right in your body. No place to get, nowhere to go, just choices. Arms might stay like this. They might open high to low. You might take a half bind with that left arm. Some of you might be able to thread that other arm under and take a full bind. Just see what that is in your body. That's impossible for my body. So just notice what's true for you, yeah? Breathe, keep opening the shoulders. More important than reaching for your hands. Good. Let's inhale back up, releasing any binds you might have. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle. Half bind or full bind available. Yeah, half bind or full bind available. Take a deep breath in, long breath out. Release, inhale, exalted warrior. Down dog your way. That might include side plank on the right through chaturanga, all that stuff, but it doesn't have to, right? It doesn't have to. Take a deep breath in, down dog. Long breath out. Shift high on the balls of the feet, bend the knees, walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Arms out to either side, left arm under, left leg over, eagle pose. And then those elbows start to make their way towards your knees. Fly your left leg back. Pause for a moment. See if you can undo your arms, reaching forward like warrior 3. So good. And then fly up and land in a tree. That's lots of back strength, lots of core strength. Left hand toward the left thigh, right arm reaches over to the left. There's big breath happening in that right armpit, right rib cage, right shoulder, right hip even. One more huge breath, come back up, lift your arms, lift the knees, step it on back, crescent lunge. Finding your crescent lunge, twist high. And then maybe you stay, or maybe bring your palms to your heart, your left wrist, forearm, or even elbow might go outside that right knee. From there, your arms might open high to low. You might have a half bind reaching behind your back with that right hand. Some folks have a full bind. I don't know. It's challenging, I think, but be in your body. So I love what Kandi's doing. She's just kind of resting that left arm on the thigh. So good. One more breath in and out. Coming back up on the inhale. Back heel down, warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle. Half bind or full bind. Take a deep breath in, spin the heart, focus on the shoulders. Long breath out. Inhale all the way through, exalted warrior. Down dog your way. So maybe side plank on the left. Maybe through chaturanga, back to down dog you go. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose. One last time, arms open out to the side, right arm under. Right leg up and over. This time, elbows go toward the knees. We're gonna keep our eagle arms and fly that right leg back. Land the right leg in crescent or warrior two style. It's a bit of a back bend. So the elbows try to reach forward, the fingertips high. We have a lunge shape or a warrior two shape and eagle arms, breathing into that back body. Feel the shoulders. And I invite you to feel where there might be limitation as much as where you might feel spaciousness. Yeah, and let it all be true and okay. And then the back heel goes down. Humble warrior with eagle arms. So you're trying to get that left shoulder to be supported by the left inner thigh, and then maybe put your head in your hands, taking a few breaths here. So you should, of course, notice your shoulders, but also your hip here, your left hip. If you don't feel much in the hip, try drawing the left hip crease back and still bending that knee. Taking a couple more breaths here. All right, my dears, we're going to release our arms and come to side angle. Side angle. And then half bind. Maybe full bind. And now maybe with the half bind or full bind, you come to bird of paradise, stepping that right foot forward and then rooting down through the right foot, coming up with the left. You might stay with a bent left knee. You might straighten the left leg. So good. And then we're going to bend that left knee, bring the foot back to the floor, step that right foot back, release whatever bind you have, come to warrior two. Now listen, we're going to come to side plank on the right, side plank on the right, cartwheeling the hands forward, maybe tree pose on side plank, yeah? So that left foot might come to tree. If you've gone that far, maybe that left foot comes behind the leg, yes. And then we start to spin the heart up, wild thing, really good. And then coming back, your left leg is high. Maybe you take the leg across the body straight and thread it through, right arm up. You could keep the left leg elevated. You could put it on the floor and kind of lean back and open up through the heart and the shoulders. So good. And then come to down dog for several breaths in downward facing dog. Breathe, notice. That was a lot. And let's hope that Terry Lynn can remember it on the other side. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Arms open to either side. Left arm under, left leg over for eagle. This time we'll keep our eagle arms as the elbows make their way toward the knees, and then fly that left leg back and land it in either crescent lunge shape or warrior two shape. It's a bit of a back bend. So you have your eagle arms, you send your elbows up and breathe. And then the back heel goes down, warrior two style. Humble warrior with eagle arms, humble warrior with eagle arms. You're trying to get the right shoulder inside the right knee as much as possible. Maybe the head is in the hands. If you feel sensation in your right hip, awesome. If you don't feel as much, maybe you draw the right hip crease back slightly and try to bend the right knee slightly. Our bodies are all so different. Couple more breaths here. Release your hands. You're going to come to side angle. So you're already set up, side angle, and then half bind or full bind. Maybe bird of paradise with the half bind or the full bind, stepping the left foot forward, coming up. Yeah, great. So Kanti has a beautiful expression of half bound bird of paradise on this side. Taking a deep breath in, placing that right foot down, stepping that left foot back, warrior two. And then cartwheel the hands forward, side plank on the left, maybe tree on that leg. Yeah, so your right leg would be in a tree shape. And if you've gone that far, maybe you step the toes behind the left leg, start to spin the heart up. Wild thing, take a deep breath in. Come back, lift your right leg to the sky. Take the leg across the body toward the left, straight and thread it through. You could keep the leg extended or put it on the ground and start to kind of slide the foot forward and the heart open. You might lean back a little bit, take a deep breath in. Downward facing dog, downward facing dog. 5 breaths now. Could be child's pose. Could be sitting back on your heels. What feels useful? What feels useful? Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold. Beautiful. Rise all the way up now. And cactus like the arms. Interlace them by your feet. And you might take the time to actually widen your stance quite a bit, like maybe the edges of your mat. And fold forward and let those arms rinse out overhead. And then nod yes or nod no. And then let's release our hands. Now keeping that left foot where it is, so it's pretty wide. Step the right foot to the back of the mat and bring the right knee down. Left hand to left thigh. We're allowing that knee to open. Yeah, so you might have your right hand on the ground. You might have your right forearm on the ground, whatever works. You might have a block. Yeah, so for a nice in between. And you might shift to the pinky toe edge side of the left foot. Try not to sickle the foot though, it's gonna want to, which means that outer ankle bows out. Yeah. You might stay here, or you might bend your right knee and reach back with your left hand for your right foot. Kick the foot into the hand and open into a back bend. So we're working both with our right hip flexor, our outer left hip, and our shoulders here and chest. So a lot stretch going on. And then we might bring more of the right quad into this picture by squaring our shoulders a bit and drawing the heel toward the booty a little bit. And that should probably take your awareness away from your left hip and much more into the front of that right thigh. Breathe there. Kind of stretching the hips from all angles, not just the outer hips. Great, my dears. Let's release that foot if you have it. Let's come on to forearms if you're able. You might bend, you might keep the back knee down, or you might lift the back knee up and push through the heel. So this is a form of lizard. Yeah, form of lizard. We're breathing, we're noticing. Okay, 5 more breaths here, 5 more breaths here. That left knee can keep opening to the left here. Great, back heel comes down, come to your palms. So it's like a wide warrior two. Try to bring your left shoulder underneath your left knee. And maybe you interlace your fingers around your left ankle or foot. And bow your head and breathe and feel some strength in that right inner thigh and a little bit of root between right pinky toe edge side of the foot. Nice. Great, my dears. Release this shape. Walk your hands way over to the right. Lean back for just a moment. Big stretch. And then walk back to center down dog your way. Okay, let's lift your right leg and step the foot to the outside of the right hand. Bring your left knee down. Right hand to right thigh, and you're kind of opening your right knee out to the right, flexing that foot pretty hard at the ankle. Nice. You might stay exactly like this, or you might bend that back knee and the right hand reaches back for the left foot, kicking the foot into the hand and opening through the shoulders. So a lot going on in this pose. We're working with stretching the right outer hip, the left thigh and hip flexor, and opening the chest and shoulders. So notice what you feel and where you feel it and how it feels and if it feels useful. And then the heel draws in toward the booty a little bit more and your shoulders square a little bit more. Great, we're going to release that back foot, both arms to the ground if you can, forearms to the ground. You're going to lift, if possible, that left knee. So it's a form of lizard. You're pushing through the back heel. You're still letting the right knee open a little. Great, now come onto your palms. You're going to spin the back heel down, but keep your stance wide. See if you can bring your right shoulder underneath your right knee. See if you can interlace your fingers on that right foot, possibly, and then bow the head and have a little awareness of the back pinky toe edge side of the foot rooting down, the back inner thigh strong. Releasing your hands and walking them over to the left and stretching here. Yeah. Good. Breathing, noticing. And then downward facing dog. Maybe you pedal, maybe you sway, maybe you shake your legs out. All right, my dears, one final little standing sequence, and then we're gonna lay it on down and take it pretty chill for the last bit of class. So walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise all the way up. Cactus like the arms. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Widen your feet if you want to. Fold forward over your legs and see, just kind of notice as anything feels any different here. We've done this a lot in this class, a lot more than in a normal flow class, or at least one that I teach. So notice how the shoulders are feeling. What does it feel like to squeeze those shoulder blades together? Often, whenever I have pain in the shoulder blade region, it's actually because those muscles are not strong, right? They need tone. They're not toned. And that comes from, you know, computer work, massage. When I used to do massage, I'd really experience a lot of pain there. Or when I would bead and I would be looking down a lot, I would experience a lot of pain there. And it's the muscles actually need tone. This is one way, squeezing together. Of course, there's the stretch there at the pecs and the shoulders, the front of the shoulders. But it's also helping to tone those muscles of the shoulder blades, bringing them toward one another, engaging them, rhomboid muscles. All right, release. Have your feet a normal hip distance. Step your left toes to the back of the mat, crescent lunge. Palms to the heart. Twist, bringing that left elbow outside the right knee if possible. Opening your arms high to low if possible. Right hand comes behind the back in a half bind. Some of you might have the full bind. Most of us are not going to have the full bind, and we're just going to reach kind of behind that right knee. Stepping the left foot forward. Revolved bird of paradise. Step the left foot forward. Rise up with the right leg. You're rising up with the right leg. And so here, imagine it's like a bind. Yeah. Imagine that that left arm is maybe at your hamstring, maybe at your shin, whatever works. You might straighten that leg and twist your body. Yep, exactly. All right, my dears, place that right foot down. Step the left foot back. Arms up, crescent lunge. Down dog your way. Left leg lifts. Step the foot forward for crescent lunge. Palms to the heart. Right elbow might come outside that left knee. You might come to a half bind, reaching behind your back with that left arm. Right arm might grab your hamstring. It might grab your thigh. It might grab your outer shin. Step your right foot forward. You're coming up with the left leg. Root through the right, rise with the left. And then twist your body, and maybe the leg straightens or maybe not. Couple breaths here. All right, put that foot down, step your right foot back, crescent lunge, one breath, inhale. Down dog your way, down dog your way. My dears, we're coming onto our backs, So the first thing we're going to do is a couple little hip openers, thread the needle or pigeon on your back. So we'll start with the right ankle, left knee, thread the needle. Maybe you reach between your legs for the back of that thigh, or maybe you just cradle your right leg and straighten the left leg on the ground. So that's more like pigeon on your back, and you're just cradling that right foot and right knee in your hands or in your inner elbows, whatever works. When you're ready, switching sides. And then, my dears, we're setting ourselves up for that restorative fish. So if you have a block, awesome. You can put it either way, like, so it can be on the lowest setting, but can either be vertical or horizontal. It's your choice. Gandhi puts a block under her head as well. You could put a pillow there or a towel. If you don't have a block, you can also, so I'd love to see that up higher. A block under your shoulders, because it's at your waist. Yeah. Yeah, much more like that. Yeah. Coming down. Yeah. So she's saying she likes it in the vertical way because she can feel her shoulder blades coming down on either side of the block. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. And if your arms are out. Yeah. So yeah, typical fish pose when we're sitting on our back of our hands, your shoulders are actually internally rotating in that position when you're sitting on the back of the hands. If your arms are out to the side, we can encourage an external rotation in this pose. So if you don't have blocks, you could use a book, you could use a rolled up blanket, you could use your yoga mat rolled up, almost like a foam roller. And we're just going to chill here and breathe. And here in this pose, can you just notice where you might be holding tension that doesn't really need to help you here? Like there might be muscle engagement that you're used to having, but it doesn't have to happen here, and just start to soften and relax as much as possible. So places that I notice that is like my glutes. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't have to be squeezing my glutes here. Or the face, the jaw. And just notice where you might be able to soften. All right, my dears, we're going to try to roll to one side. You might still keep the pillow, and then you might have kind of a fetal position, so rounding, almost like cat. And just breathe. Yeah, exactly. Breathe into the shoulder blades. And then if you want to come to Shavasana on your back, feel free to do that for the next couple minutes. You're ready. Rising back to a seat. And bringing our palms together. Some shape that feels useful at our heart. Bowing our heads when we share these practices that bring us into our physical body. And bring us back to the awareness that these bodies are our first home and they deserve our tender care. Then can we take better care of the earth and each other? In that small way, we create a little more peace in our own nervous systems and become better advocates of peace in the world. In that spirit of peace, we say Shanti, Shalom, Salam, Amani, Maluhia, Irini, Shiakan, Jam, Pache, Paz. In the spirit of our collective truth and liberation, we say Ashe. Amen. Amen. Blessed be. Kapu Aloha. In Lakach, Satnam, Namaste, Atakwiasan, Black Lives Matter,